Hello and welcome to the Futurist 3D video training series. My name is Jeff Christiana and this is video number 27B of the Skeinforge 47 video series on how to use speed. We'll be covering feed rate and flow rate in these videos. So under craft speed, we already talked about bridge, duty cycle. Now we're going to talk about your feed rate. This feed rate is very important. This is very important. All of speed is very important. All of fill is very important, and all of carve is important. Carve, fill, speed are the ones you need to spend most of your time with. Everything else is just extra, and those have already been configured, and really, those are the three areas you need to spend your time with. Feed rate. Remember, feed is the speed of your X, Y, and Z axes. Your flow is your extruder speed. Now, higher the number, the faster it goes. 60, we can go to 600, 800, 1,000. Push your stepper motor pretty dang fast. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time with the high speed. With our new head, when our new head comes out with the 500 Celsius cartridge and all metal construction, we're going to push the limits on this and we're going to get it up faster. And with the new Avalanche printer coming, that one, the bed will not be moving, so we should be hitting some pretty fast speeds. But for now, 60 for this setting, which this is the 1.5. Each layer height has a different feed rate, and so when I was building my profiles for 0.15, 0.25, 0.3, 0.4, 0.55, this was a number that I made a lot of changes to. I made changes to the carve, I made changes to the fill, and I made changes to the speed. Now, if you're doing a part and you notice that there is now a quick note before we get too far here is your object first layer. Now your object first layer is your very first layer. Now this is really important. I'm really glad that Skeinforge 47 adopted this to the speed instead of the raft. This allows a ratio of your feed rate. So let's go through here. Object first layer feed rate. So this is for your XYZ. And then you have, and this is for your infill. So XYZ for your infill. Now this is for your perimeter. Now then you got your flow rate, which is for your extruder. And then you've got for your infill, and then for your extruder for your perimeter. So what this does is this number, let's take the first one here, your feed rate. So this feed rate, this 60, this number is your ratio. So 30% of this speed is what it's going to run your first layer at. So if you're looking at your first layer and you see that the plastic's bunching up or doing whatever, you want to make adjustments to this first layer first. You can make adjustments, or you can make, so if you make adjustments to the feed and flow up here, if you make adjustments to the 60 and the 42, this affects the entire object. It's every single layer for the entire print job. So you really don't want to slow things down or speed things up here. If the rest of your object is printing perfect, do not touch these. You want to only do your first layer. So I've gone through and calibrated, and with the current tip size I've made these changes. Now as tip sizes change, this would change, the feed rate would change. In your carve, let's see, go over to your carve here, your perimeter width over thickness would change. In your fill, you would change your infill width over thickness, and then you go back to speed, and you won't want to change your speed settings to adjust that. But your first layer, this is what tells it, and it's a ratio of this number. So your infill ratio, so one is really pretty fast, and I think that's as high as you can go. So basically this is full speed. So in this profile I found that the first layer flow rate, which was the extruder speed for the perimeter, I'm going full speed on that. So I'm getting a lot of plastic down around that perimeter, and then I'm backing off on the infill. for plastic. So I'm getting a really nice solid perimeter, and then I'm coming in with the infill, because maybe the infill was bunching up a bit with the perimeter wall, so I wanted a little less plastic. So that's where that would be adjusted. So I would adjust your, and remember, this is only the first layer. This does not affect any other part of the print. So these, the feed rate and your flow rate and your object first layer, this is really important to deal with. So let's close up this video, and we will continue the rest, and we'll see you in the next video.